Hey, everybody, I'm Shemane, and I am going to give you an update of what is going on for me this week, but also for my show, Faith and Freedom. I want to talk to you about drones and spirituality and light wave. Remember when President Trump said we could heal the body with light? I have something to talk to you about that. Thank you so much for joining me. When you get a minute, when you're joining in, please write in the comment section where in the world you are watching from, because I do like to see, if you have any questions for me, I'd love to try to answer them for you. I don't have all the answers, but I do have a few. And yesterday I did a live video on Instagram, and I got some explaining to do. I got to explain some things to you. So, if you saw that live video, I want to talk a little bit more about that and what is going on. Last weekend, I attended the Hope Warriors Gala in Austin to benefit Malachi's Message, which is an amazing organization designed to help people who have suffered from toxic mold illness, and they might need temporary housing, they might need help with medical bills, whatever it is. So I'm going to be talking to you more about that. I'm going to be showing you more. That's what the video that I did, the live video that I did yesterday on Instagram was about. So if you've had a second to watch that, if you haven't, when we get done here, go back and watch that because it's quite enlightening. Sometimes I just get this urge to go live, like now, and I don't really have an agenda or a script, but something is either making me happy or making me sad. And usually when it comes to building, it's making me sad. So I will talk to you more about that. If you'd like, hello, Lisa from Pensacola. How are you? Hello, Michelle. Thanks so much for joining me. Hello, TJ. Thank you so much for being here. And also, let me know. Oh, we got X and we got Facebook, and we've got, hey, Gary, how are you? So, guys, if you didn't already know, I have a show called Faith and Freedom on Real America's Voice. And you can see scrolling along at the bottom where you can watch that. And I feel so blessed. I've interviewed everybody from Kirk Cameron to Charlie Kirk, Don Trump Jr., Kash Patel, many times. Pastor Anthony Thomas, I'm going to tell you about him in a minute. Other Pastor Lucas Miles, doctors, Dr. Richard Bartlett, Dr. Brian Artis, Dr. Lee Merritt. My whole interest in coming to you live, whether it's spur of the moment or planned, is to change your life, is to help you and entertain, educate, and enlighten you with something that I've learned that I see other people struggling with. For those of you who don't know, I've been a fitness instructor for 40 years, and I don't always eat perfectly. I don't always exercise as much as I should. I'm like everybody else. I've got the to-do list, but this is why I have a new book out. I don't even have a link up for it yet, but it's called Abundantly Well. If somebody could write that in the comment section, next time I'm going to do a little bit of homework and put that in so I can link it. But you can get it right now on Amazon. Well, you can't get it yet. You can order it. Makes a great Christmas present. You could just print out, it'd be great. You could order it for somebody, order a couple copies, and then you could print out the order form and let people know that it could get shipped directly to them on January 7th when it goes live. The reason why it's so important to do this is because on January 7th, when it is available, the more people purchase it and talk about it, the more it is really talked about in the Amazon community. They bring it up. It's the algorithm. The algorithm is happy, so everybody's happy. And more people, here's the goal. More people can see it. And my ultimate goal is to help people, to help prevent you from suffering like I did, whether it's from toxic mold. And along with it, I talk about, sadness and depression. Because how many times have you gone to the doctor and they ask you to fill out paperwork? I had debilitating migraines. Ted had to rush me to the hospital for debilitating migraines. I also had terrible insomnia, terrible joint pain, fibromyalgia, short-term memory loss. And then there's a question, are you depressed? Well, yeah, because I'm taking medication for migraines that I don't want to do. I don't want to take that. So this book, Abundantly Well, I share everything with you. My last book, Killer House, was all about toxic mold, how to recognize, remediate, and recover from toxic mold. And that's available right now. This book is a 40-day wellness devotional. So it's kind of like the next step. Okay, I'm like everybody else. I got sick, I had health issues. Who doesn't have health issues? Can you write in the comment section? Can you name anyone who doesn't have zero health issues? We, especially with what they're putting in the air and in our food source. You know what I'm saying? So we've got to stay healthy. We got to continue to do God's good work. And this is a 40-day wellness devotional. I don't know there's a lot of great fitness books out there. There's a lot of devotionals out there. I don't know of many wellness devotionals that also cover fitness, nutrition, and something that you might not think about that could be preventing you from A, being healthy, B, losing weight, B, having a positive mindset, not being depressed, spiritual warfare. I also talk about that in the book. So I'd love for you to get it. And I thank you very much, Shonda. Is it Shonda? I should probably put my glasses on. Okay. Let me see. Hey, Gary, how are you? Abundantly Well. Okay, now everybody's chiming in. Thank you very much, guys. Abundantly Well. Go order it, please. It makes a great Christmas gift. Merry Christmas to you. Hello, Susan. When I see somebody say happy holidays, like I've heard a lot of people say, I'm not going to respond when they say happy holidays. But if you think about it, okay, New Year's, that's part of a holiday. There are other Christmas is the reason for the season for me right now and for so many other people. But yes, Abundantly Well. Hello, Kevin Scholl. How are you? Merry Christmas to you. Okay, so I want to also talk to you about the guests that I'm going to have on my show, my Faith and Freedom show on Sunday. Well, it goes Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern. You can watch it on americasvoice.news. You can see the ticker below, but it usually goes live on Friday if you go to americasvoice.news. So Christmas is a time for celebration and for reflection as well, but it's also time to consider how we can make a difference in our communities, in our lives, and in our families, and especially for our country. Who's not excited about 2025 with President Trump, Vivek, Elon, Kash Patel, so many other people? I'm very excited. I hope I can get to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. about making America healthy again, because I don't think anybody is talking about toxic mold and the incredible increase in environmental illness caused by toxic mold. Love to talk to him about that. If you got his number, tell him to call me. No. But first, my first guest, I'm sitting down with Star Parker. She wrote a book years ago, and this is the title of her book, Pimps, Whores, and Welfare Brats. That's the title of her book. Now, she's written many since then, but we sit down to discuss her latest book, which is called The State of Black Progress. So we're going to talk about the challenges that America faces with government dependency, failing school systems, and health struggles, and what we can do to help people break free from the cycle of reliance and create real progress. And then, guys, my friends, Sam and Kevin Sorbo, are going to be chatting with me to share their new devotional for Christmas, which is a 40-day devotional about how we can slow down. Does anybody need to do that right now besides me? How we can slow down and refocus on the true meaning of the season. And plus, they're going to offer their insights into working as a husband-wife team in the entertainment world, something that, Ted and I don't do movies, but we have our show called Ted Nugent's Spirit of the Wild on Pursuit Channel, and we've been doing that for about 32, 34 years, 35 years, long, long time. And it's not always easy to work with your spouse, is it? If you're doing that, write in the comment section. If you are, I'd love to hear that. And then finally, Pastor Anthony Thomas is going to join me to talk about finding your purpose. We had a chat. I always call Pastor Anthony my pastor. He's from Naples, Florida, but now you can follow him on Tip of the Spear Church. If you go to Rumble, they've got their own channel, and every week you can see his messages. And we had a conversation recently that, how do you recognize when God is opening a door for you or it's not God? And you should not walk through this door. We are all confronted with opportunities every day. Do you go, oh, do I turn right or turn left? Do I do this job, take this job or that? Do I write a book or do a TV show or do whatever it is? Sometimes it means stepping out of your comfort zone and allowing the Holy Spirit to speak to you and inspire you. And Pastor Anthony talks about a couple of ways that you can know for sure that God is speaking to you, to embrace your faith and courage and be like an Esther. Because if you read the book of Esther in the Bible, Esther was out of her comfort zone for sure, but she changed the landscape for her people, for Jewish people. If you remain silent at this time, then deliverance will arise from some other place for the Jews, but you and your father's house shall perish. Who knows, but you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this. Not exactly quoting that, but Esther 4:14. So I look at that Bible verse and I think, wow, a lot of things. I never thought, number one, I'd be married to a guy named Ted Nugent who plays the guitar. My childhood friends, my high school friends, no, I never listened to rock and roll music. I didn't even know who Ted Nugent was. I couldn't have told you any of his music if my life depended on it when I first met him. But I knew he was a musician. I did know that. And he came into the station, the rock and roll radio station that I worked at. I was a traffic reporter, and he filled in for the morning crew for a whole week. And when you're working side by side with somebody, you get to know a lot about them every single day. Anyways, I'm kind of going off on tangent, but sometimes God puts us in positions that you never know why, but we need to show up and step into it. And I never thought I'd be the mold lady. I never thought that's my purpose in life. But after going to this conference last week for Hope Warriors Gala, it refueled my fire. And if you look at my Instagram video that I did yesterday, go to my Instagram /Shemane Nugent and look at the video I did yesterday. I could get in trouble for it, but at this point, how dare the building community not educate builders about safety protocol? How dare they put consumers last and protect contractors? How dare they build homes that are insufficient, inferior, leak, and they don't even fix them and they don't even apologize for their mistakes? So the video that I put out there yesterday on Instagram, I show you what's going on with our 4-year-old house. That is also after losing our home in Michigan to toxic mold 20 years ago. Also having water leaks in my home in the past. So I understand getting sick and almost dying from toxic mold. I was in the hospital for a month. I had 4 different types of mold in my bloodstream and pre-emphysema. So 4 years ago when we built this house, don't you think we would have told the builder or asked the builder, hey, can you build us a house that doesn't leak? And what do you think he said? So here we are 4 years later, still fixing this house. And here's the sad part. He refused to pay for it. So I am feeling more bold, like an Esther, to go after the building community, to stop protecting contractors. If you look at, don't do what we did and sign the generic contractors agreement, because there's a clause in it that will make you go to arbitration. Arbitrators typically side with builders. They don't want you to be in front of a jury. Anyway, don't get me started. Okay. Yes. So I'm looking at these comments. I'm so sorry. It's not fun. I remember, and I've told this story before, and I apologize if I tell stories that you've heard before, but I always do that with the premise that maybe there's somebody here new who doesn't even know who I am, and they need to hear this story. And 24 years ago, 20 years ago, 22 years ago, when I had debilitating migraines, I couldn't walk up a flight of stairs if my life depended on it. Doctors couldn't help me. I had to become my own investigative sleuth and cure myself and my family with functional medicine. I was doing vitamin IVs 20 years ago, infrared sauna 20 years ago, changing my diet. And I go through all of that, all of what I did. If you want to find out everything there is to know, well, not even everything. I could keep going on and on about toxic mold. You can go to my website, killerhouse.org, or grab my book, Killer House. I also have a documentary, but I'm also, Rocco and we kind of got reignited to pursue doing more of a documentary after meeting so many people this past weekend who have been sickened by toxic mold. Doctors, lawyers, healthcare professionals, everyday people, all coming together. And you know what? Nobody ever said, we did about 20 interviews in 2 days. Nobody ever said, are you Republican or Democrat? Ephesians 6:12 says, we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. It's not us, guys. The media, mainstream media used to, I don't know if they're still doing it because I don't watch them anymore. But now with President Trump coming into office, hopefully things are going to change. Looks like he is holding people accountable for saying things about him. George Stephanopoulos. I wonder how he feels contributing to President Trump's library. And I think it's ABC too, ABC News. So anyways, I know. You know what, Kevin? If I thought about it too long, it'd make me cry. So I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to keep moving forward, putting one foot in front of the other. And God's not done with us yet. God's not finished. I'm going to keep writing books, doing documentaries, putting out this information because I don't want you to get sick like we did. I want you to find God and find the peace that only Jesus can provide you with. So my wellness devotional, Abundantly Well, you can grab it, get it as a gift, and it's got practical steps to help you heal and detox and thrive naturally. Now, if you've never worked out before, it's okay. If all you've been doing is eating pizza and McDonald's, it's okay. 2025, we can start fresh. 40% of us, I think it's more. There's a statistic that says 40% of us make New Year's resolutions. I think it's more like 50 or 60. But by February, you forget about them, right? So grab this book. Let's start fresh. Let me walk alongside you. Let me be your cheerleader. Let me help you feel better. Because it doesn't matter really, to me anyway, the older I get, doesn't matter, I'm not going to be in a bikini on a beach anytime soon. I'm just not gonna. I won't do that. But for me, feeling good, I work out because I want to feel better. And I know when I don't exercise and move my body, I don't feel good. And I can't continue to do the things like this that I like to do and to talk to you. So The media. Yes, I totally agree with that. Okay, Kansas in the house. How are you, Brenda? Good to see you. So, if you're ready to start 2025, it's not going to take a lot, guys, I promise. I don't have hours a day to spend in the gym. And I'm not going to completely change my diet. What did I have the other day? Somebody sent us some kind of cake with I don't know what was in it, like a kind of like a bundt cake thing. And I have a bite. There are other things I like better. Shortbread cookies, chocolate, Fritos. But I'm going to share my secrets with you. I and I'm not bragging. I'm just sharing the struggles that I've been through when I was in high school. I was 30 pounds heavier than I am now. I weigh exactly the same now as I did when I met Ted. Exactly. It ain't easy. It's like riding a roller coaster wave. But if you want to figure out what I do, a lot of people ask what I do. And if you want to know, check out my book, Abundantly Well. I put it all out there. So, and don't forget, on my show on Real America's Voice, I always end with something to make you smile. And this week, I think it's the funniest pet videos ever. But you can send photos of you. What I'm doing now is I am showing people who either people that are watching my show, like send me a screenshot of you with my show on the screen in the background, or your pets watching. And I started to do that. You can send it to shemane.chat@gmail.com. shemane.chat@gmail.com. So the other thing that I wanted to tell you, and then I'm going to let you go. Sorry, this is so long. President Trump once talked about detoxifying. I don't remember the exact words he used, but he got a hard time. The media gave him a hard time for talking about it. I don't know. Maybe we can heal the body with light. Guys, you're going to start seeing more and more people, including Robert F. Kennedy Jr., including Ted and I, Rocco, and a lot of other people wearing these LifeWave patches. And I'm going to send you, let me see if I can find it. Okay, if you want to find out more about it, go to lifewave.com/shemane. These are tiny little patches, and it's freaking amazing. I want to read you. I have to put my glasses on to read a little bit about what it is, and I'll talk to you more about it. But there's energy enhancer. There's ice wave, which I use almost every day. And somebody in my live video, I talked about my dog, and I show you my dogs, Coco and I think Sadie's in there, or maybe just Coco and Jackson. And I talked about my dog. Two of my dogs, Sadie and Coco, have arthritis. And somebody on the video, when I was doing the live video, they said, put the LifeWave patch, put the ice wave on it. I'm like, I never even thought of that. So I want to just read a little bit of the description. Okay, so here's the instructions for use, and it tells you where to put these patches. Place one white and one tan patch on the body. Patches may be apply to patches, clean, dry skin. Patches may be worn for up to 12 hours. Keep well hydrated. If relief is not felt in 10 seconds, move to the next location. These patches can be used on any acupressure. They work on acupressure points of the body. And there's a whole boatload of info on this. I'm going to have more about this coming up soon. Maybe I'll just do a live video about this sometime. And I'll interview some of the people that got me started on this. But here's what I have noticed. I put the patches on, and there's certain places to put the patches on. I got to figure out, is this which patch? There's glutathione, there's energy enhancer, there's something for aging and for skincare. And is this this is energy enhancer. I'm not going to put it on at 5:00 at night. I don't need to have energy right now. I'm going to put that back. So the ice wave, I'm going to rip this open because I haven't gotten into this yet. The ice wave, I'm just going to show you a little bit. So there's two patches. There's a brown one, and a white one. And what you do in the glutathione and the other patches, there's only one. But what you do is you just peel it off and you put it on acupuncture pressure points. And one is at the back of your neck. It can't hurt you. And again, if you don't feel relief in 10 seconds, move it to a different location. 10 seconds. What if you felt 10 or 20% better in 10 seconds? All right, guys. So check that out. Go to lifewave.com/shemane. Find out all about it. If you want, I'll do another video and we'll get into more details about this. I'm going to let you go. I got to go. I got to go make dinner. And love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Check out my show called Faith and Freedom with Shemane on americasvoice.news. You can go there right now and see some of my past interviews. Love you guys, and I will talk to you soon.